As electricians, we need a lot of tools, right? And I'm not just talking about The Apprentice. From the basic VDE screwdriver to that battery operated one with the lithium cell, yeah? I really need one of those. And I'm sure I'm not the only person that finds a hand-operated screwdriver the most boring and mundane thing in the world. I've been known to use a screwdriver bit on the end of a drill to tighten up all sorts of things. Maybe spending a couple of £100 on one of those battery-operated screwdrivers would be a safer and more professional option? I'm trying to convince myself now, aren't I? Let's get started with week 25 of becoming an electrician. There really is a lot of tools that an electrician needs. And I can't talk about every single tool that we're going to need, but there genuinely is some opportunity for some sponsorship here. We've got screwdrivers, pliers, spanners, wrenches, and these are just to get the cover off the consumer unit. Hacksaws, measuring tapes, hole saws, files, laser levels, and that little spirit level. And does it all have to be Milwaukee?
That one, and two more of these.
To become an electrician? I'm sure I'll find out. I know there's always going to be tools that you acquire over time. Things that just make your life as an electrician a little bit easier. I'd love to know in the comments if there are any tools that you can't live without. I can make a note of them and then add them to my wish list. The material didn't mention it, but I think you've got to think about where it's all going to be laid out in the van. Is it going to be thrown in the van? Or is it going to be in neat racking?
That one, and two more of these.
You could quite literally spend a couple of £1,000 on storage items, whether it be boxes, lockaway chests, tool bags, and trousers with enough pockets, and so on. The training material discussed having a place to store things, whether it be materials or tools, either at home, in a shed, a garage, or a unit. Okay. You're going to fit most things in a van, but there's always going to be something that you need that you just cannot fit in the van for every job. I've genuinely given thought to fitting some high voltage electrodes to the door handles of a van, and I've already been doing my research.
It's going to be loud, okay?
Right.
Go.
Oh, I felt absolutely awful. My hands actually still trembling at the moment. Honestly, I would just be running in the other direction. You know, if I happen to want to break in, but no, absolutely awful. Would not be doing it again. I felt a bit sick afterwards as well. It just kind of all came in at once. My heart's still trembling.
Okay, so it's strong enough to stop an Express and Star reporter. I wonder if thieves will be stopped.
My biggest problem is how am I going to know that it's 100% off when I try and open that door in the morning? I mean, if for some reason that something on that circuit has failed and it's still live, I'm going to get a shock, right? If anyone has any ideas or plans, then please let me know. And I know someone's going to say,
"You can't do that. If you hurt the person that's trying to steal your things, you'll get in trouble."
Some other things I talked about this week. The need for planning and preparation for jobs. Maybe you don't carry a big set of ladders on the van for every job, but planning out the night before could mean that you're ready for that light install the next day. We've all been there. My material talked about keeping an adequate stock. I can't think of anything more annoying than needing to go to the wholesaler to finish a job just to pick up something that you could have had in the van. There's a limit. You can't have everything, right? Side note, I wonder, do most electricians try and keep some of the old breakers in their van, just in case they need to swap one out for a customer? Or is it a bit of a minefield dealing with second-hand breakers? And maybe an opportunity to tell customers that they need to upgrade their old janky consumer unit. I was told that I need to double check my work. How many times have you done something and then looked back and realised, ooh, I missed that? We wouldn't want to leave a job with a screw not fully tightened properly, causing an overheating cable, say. I was reminded of the need to have organised paperwork. This one's a bit like Marmite. Some people are really organised. They enjoy being organised and it makes them feel happy. Others procrastinate it and the paperwork just piles up. Yeah, I've been guilty of that myself. Making paperwork, whether it be physical paperwork or some ticking on an online system, part of your daily work, will help you to keep on top of it, right? There are so many systems for keeping a record of all your customers, including communication, quotes and invoices. These can make the paperwork process a lot easier. I'd love to know what different electricians are using in terms of software to carry these things out. I've got to find software for this myself in the future, so I need to find what's the right fit for me. I want things to be automated and integrated as much as possible. Say for example, if I send an invoice to a customer, they then can have a payment link and then it'll automatically get marked off as paid. Maybe an opportunity to have automated emails and text to confirm jobs too. It would be useful to have some level of record about customer interactions, and maybe I can then spot customers that are a bit slow in paying and favour the customers that pay faster. Let me know what software is able to do these things for you. Oh, and am I far enough into my training yet to get that secret blacklist of bad customers that no electrician should ever work for yet? I learned about the need to source materials wisely. Different wholesalers have different prices, different terms, and different speeds of delivery, so it is worth shopping around and building a relationship with a few of them.
Hey, Future Batteryman here. I'm editing this video and it made me think of a podcast that I listened to of a couple of electricians who were thriving, but they talked about their backstory and when they were separate and how the one of them had some issues with admin and he'd been spending money at one particular wholesaler. Completely fine, right? But it was only when he'd gone to other wholesalers off the back of his business partner mentioning it that he realised how much extra he was spending by just using that one wholesaler. So that made a difference of quite a few £1,000s because he was literally spending 40, 50, 60, 70, I can't remember exactly, but a lot of money on equipment which he was installing for his customers. It's well worth considering because there's a lot of money to be saved by switching wholesalers, or at least getting prices from different wholesalers. Anyway, back to the video.
I was also reminded to never rush. It's easier said than done, isn't it? But rushing could be the difference between an unsafe install and a safe one. Customers notice it too, and it can result in coming back and having to do remedial work, which could even take more time than it would have originally. I finished up this week and my 4th book by being encouraged to continue increasing my knowledge. It's clear that as an electrician, you can't stand still. Technologies keep changing, new products keep coming out, and a massive book of regulations keeps changing every few years. There is always an updated course that can be done. Well, I've still got a lot to learn before I get my gold card and can do work off my own back. So keep learning with me as we pick up my 5th book next week. Until next time, Batteryman out.